Imagine a chessboard. What are the two players have been playing against each other for years, each making their moves, trying to outsmart the other. Just as one player thinks they finally got on the upper hand, the other player makes a surprise move that changes the game entirely in the world of Marvel. That's exactly what's happening with the MCU newest villain. Kang the Conqueror Jang is a fairly new character in the MCU, but in the comics, we saw enough of him, and he had been defeated a lot. Now, you may think that they must be extremely strong characters to be Kang, but with a little research, I saw he lost against characters like Spider-Man, even Squirrel Girl. What up? But after Thanos Infinity Saga came to an end, all of us have been left wondering who the next major villain will be. For years, we thought it would be Doctor Doom or Mephisto, but after the Loki series, we saw the next core of the MCU will be Cat himself. In the comics, these 10 Traveler guy is a longtime enemy of both the Avengers and the Fantastic for making him a terrifying villain to deal with. But as with any good game of chess, Kang has also faced defeat at the hands of many heroes in Marvel Comics. That book's appearance in Marvel's Secret Wars was a surprise to many fans. After all, the Merc with a Mouth who was created in 1991, 6 years after the original Secret Wars event, but with his unconventional style and disregard for the rules, that was a natural fit for the Battleworld setting. And the series Dettel was recon onto Battleworld and became a part of the team of heroes and villains assembled by the New Yonder to fight for good or evil. That will, however, have his own agenda. And when Rao-Ki ambush can be conquered during the fight with Captain America, taking him out with a shot to the groin, irreverent and unpredictable Deadpool was the last person can expect it to encounter. And Battleworld and the scenes showcase the character's unconventional approach to superheroes. Hawk's battles against Kang are the most epic in comics history. Kang has always been a thorn in the side of the Avengers. In his quest to rid the world of the team, can win back in time and try to erase Holt's ancestors in World War II. However, the whole step in and stop Cat, hoping the Elysee when the world please complete avoidance seem out of character for Kang, who was known for his world-like nature and aversion to paradoxes. Perhaps realizing the futility of his attempts to change history, can abandon his plans to alter the Avengers timeline. However, his rivalry with the Hulk persistent and to continue to clash throughout the years. Agatha and Scarlet Witch are two of Marvel's most powerful magic users. Hardness, who was introduced in the 1970s, has a long history with Scarlet Witch, having served as both her mentor and antagonist in one division. Agatha Harkness played a major role in the story, as the one who helped one that come to terms with her powers and her grief in the comic Scholar, which was the nexus of reality, and it made her a big target for Kang's manipulation. In More, it's a variant of Kin, try to control her. However, Agatha was able to free Ascali, which from his control, and then she defeated Kang, and he was trapped by the Timekeepers in one division. We saw only the bad tie of Agatha Harkness, but the bond between Scarlet Witch and Hardness is a little bit complicated in comics. If one that comes back after Doctor Strange too, maybe we will see more of these duels as the Sorceress Supreme. He has played a crucial role in many of the most epic battles against villains like Kang the Conqueror. In one storyline, can travel back in time to ancient Egypt and took on the persona of Rama to shoot the Fantastic Four in Avengers battle against him. But it was Doctor Strange who secretly worked behind the scenes to stop Kang, using his astral form. He fought alongside both teams to stop Kang's plan. Moon Knight also played a role in the conflict, but that's the story of another video. Subscribe to not miss out when it comes out. Anyways, thanks to Doctor Strange and Moonlight's help, the Fantastic Four were able to pick the Kang variant and say, today, Kang the Conqueror has always been a master strategy, willing to use any means necessary to defeat the Avengers. In one of his more unusual schemes, can create a powerful robotic duplicate of Spider-Man to infiltrate the team and take them down from the inside. The Spider-Man role proved to be a formidable fool to defeat in the Avengers in a dramatic battle. Thankfully, real Spider-Man tracked down to Robert and deactivated before he could destroy them all. And after the battle between Kang and Spider-Man, he's somehow defeated Kang. However, as you might guess, Kang's defeat doesn't mean that he's out of the game entirely. The same thing applies to the MCU. In fact, after MN and was going to Mania, it's obvious that Kang has a larger role to play. The MCU, he will play an essential role in the next phases of Marvel, and we will see enough of theme until Avengers they can dynasty just like a game of chess. Kang is a master of strategies, always thinking 3 steps ahead of his opponents. But even the best strategist can be caught off guard by a surprise move, and that's exactly what happened when Moon Knight and his predecessors steam out to banish Kang outside the timeline. So as we look forward to the next phase of the MCU and the arrival of Kang the Conqueror, we can be sure that our heroes will be facing their toughest challenge. But as we can see from the comics, they just might have a chance of defeating Marvel's biggest villain yet.